Hi guys, thank you for joining me here today. I'm very glad to see you all here on this platform. Today's video is going to be about how to regain your power, and this is from any circumstance. How to regain your power after a heated argument, a heated discussion, how to regain your power after a breakup, after loss, after a job loss, after financial loss. And this is just how to get back into the essence, how to not let any external sources compromise your internal satisfaction and fulfillment. So, like I said, 12 ways to regain your power. Let's start with number 1. One of my personal favorites, and this is riding a bike barefoot. Now, I know that grounding is a topic already. So it's the same thing essentially, but riding a bike, because you're getting that momentum and you're building those endorphins that are helping your body release and your brain release these like happy chemicals, you know, those dopamines. And I just love it. It feels so free. It feels like you're not even attached to the world. Like no one's gonna tell you anything, you know, like you're moving quick enough to where no one can tell you anything. You're doing something physical, and spiritually you're grounding as well, because you're barefoot, and it feels really amazing. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I would love if you guys could try it. If you've never tried it before, it's awesome. For the second one earlier, I just said, you know, even if you just went through a breakup or a job loss or something that was kind of out of your control, something great to do is accept that and move on to the present, because that's where you have your most power, is in the present. And something that really helped me heal after the ending of a relationship was Ho'oponopono. It's a Hawaiian healing modality where the person who used this modality actually healed a whole asylum of like 12 patients, and he never met them. He never had to face them. He never had to talk to them. And it's very simple. It's, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I did this for about 3 months, not every single day, just like when I feel like I needed it. And it's really helped me. It's really helped transform the way I view past experiences, because I know that there was more than me just affected. So it affected everybody in a different way, and it shaped everyone's reality in a different way. And it just really helps you accept, okay, I'm no longer there. Let's move on and let's accept what is, so we can focus on this present that is so beautiful, and we can make the future even more beautiful. Mirror gazing. Mirror gazing is top 3 on my list, because this is clutch. This is fast. This is a fast technique. And mirror gazing is when you go obviously into a mirror, but you stare in your eyes. You're not really like, you know how people go into the mirror and like they want to be naked to like admire their body. It's similar, but not. It's not that. You're just looking straight into your eyes, and it's the most amazing experience, because you start tuning out everything. Your face starts just melting off. Your body, you can't even see. It's just your eyes and your soul, and they get brighter and brighter, and then you start remembering who you are, why you're here, like your soul's purpose and your soul's mission. And honestly, it's so beautiful. Like anything that you think is so stressful, do the mirror gazing and watch it just fall apart. And then whatever spiritual practice you're into, you know, meditation, prayer, maybe you could follow up with that. But mirror gazing is an amazing technique, honestly. The 4th way would be to just stay in your power. When you are around certain energies at work, at home, at the supermarket, you know, one time this guy at Whole Foods tried to fight me. Just anywhere, you never know where you're going to meet these energies who are, you know, projecting onto you and stuff. Just stay in your power, stay in alignment, because after that discussion is over, you're still going to be, you know, thinking about it, overanalyzing it, carrying that energy essentially with you throughout your day, and then you are lowering your vibration. So honestly, it's not worth it. Stay in your integrity, and you'll watch these people disintegrate, because they will feel stupid when they're coming at you like talking crazy, and you just look at them like, okay, like that's my superpowers, okay. And then they're like, oh, I'm gonna go now. I'm like, that's good. Like, you know, there's just no reason to even mingle with that. For staying in your power, it's kind of like, okay, and I used to think this way. Earlier this year I would think this way, like, oh, let me give this person a taste of their own medicine. But what you're doing then is mixing your energy and taking on their energy, taking on their toxic traits, taking on their trauma, because you want to basically be them in that minute. And that is honestly doing more damage than good. You could just be a grown-up and have a adult conversation and be like, hey, in this relationship, these are my boundaries, these are my standards, this is what I expect, and I would respect if you could accommodate to that, or something along those lines, you know, because you're in a relationship with everybody. You're in a relationship with your coworkers, with your mom, with your spouse, with your pet. Like, you have to let all these people and pets know, like, where they stand, you know. You gotta stand your ground, and don't feel bad about it, because these people will then learn how to treat you and how to respect you. Another thing I would say is to create, because that is what we're here to do. You know, these books behind me, someone created it. This art, someone created it. This art, someone created it. This phone, someone created it. And that was all part of somebody's mission, to put out this information, to put out this technology, to put out this cloth, this textile, this art. Like, that's all part of somebody's mission. So when we're creating, we're being in alignment with our soul's fulfillment and purpose. So I wrote down dancing, singing, you know, making a healthy meal. This reminds us how we're supposed to feel, how free we're supposed to flow. And then we know that when we go into the outer world, we always have that. No matter if you lose everything, if you lose your house, if you lose your job, you still have that. You still have that ability to write, to dance, to sing, to, you know, do all these things. And these things are tools that we are born with. And that's why there's artists. One person is a drawer, the next person isn't a drawer, the next person is an actor. And we're all here with these different purposes and these different aspects to really put it out there and embody these everywhere we go. The next thing I wrote down to being in your power is creating a schedule. And this one isn't as fun or as like free, but this one really allows us to feel like we have the control over our day or week, that we are in control of what we are doing. That's it, you know, just having structure. Having structure and be like, oh, I meal prep every day at 5. I work out every day at 6 for 1 hour. Like, it just makes you feel good that you're doing something good for yourself. Because a lot of the day is spent caring for others, is spent serving or transporting or whatever your job is for someone else. So it feels really good to take time out the day and take care of yourself. Moving on to number 7, it's something a little bit more controversial, and this is going to be giving up your bad habits, quitting your bad habits. And we are so aware of what our bad habits are. Mine was binge eating, mine was overeating. So I had to get a calorie counter app, because you can see in my spiritual awakening video, girl is, you know, having a weight issue. Like, my clothes don't even fit me in that video. My pants are like tight as hell. So I didn't realize until about 2 weeks ago now, and I literally couldn't figure it out. I'm like, why am I gaining so much weight? And then my family's like, well, we'll tell you. You're eating way too much, like, you're snacking every hour. And I'm like, really? And then I started to notice it, so I got a calorie counter app, and the first day I started inputting it, I was like, holy shit, I almost went over like a lot of calories. But now I can see, you know, how much I actually need for the level of activity that I do, and that's really easy to do, and it was free. So that's my bad habit. But, you know, people's bad habits are usually smoking or overindulgence. Like, mine was food. People have problems with alcohol, with sex, with spending money. This can be easily overcome with just willpower, and then seeing the end goal is very important. I don't want to smoke because of this. It can improve my life factor like this. I can have healthier substitutes for that. And the reason that we have these unhealthy habits is due to stress, because we want to alleviate stress in some way. And what I realized when I was overeating is that most of the things I would reach for were very sugary, and sugar is actually a anti-stress thing because it makes you feel good. You know, earlier I was talking about riding a bike, it makes you feel good. Sugar is the same thing, it makes you feel good. So that was mine. I had to get rid of it. Just think about how much better your life would improve if instead of drinking on the weekend, you went on a hike. You know, changing up the routine will also spice up your life in a very good way because you'll be trying new things, you'll be surprising yourself. I would definitely recommend doing that. Once again, it's being in control of your life, is having that power to say, I am stronger than this addiction or overuse of something. It doesn't have to be labeled as addiction, you know. Instead of spending like $9 on a cigarette box, you could save those $9, or you could spend $9 bonding with someone, going to get ice cream with someone. Like, you can just change little steps in your life, and then those little steps all add up, and then by the time you know it, you have a whole new reality created, you know. So number 8 would be to be honest with yourself and your intentions. This is, you know, borderless. It can go from dating to using drugs. It's just being honest with yourself. Why are you doing it? Study yourself, analyze yourself, be honest, and ask yourself, you know, if you want to better. And then I'm imagining that you would want to better, especially if you're watching this kind of video. It's like you definitely want to be a better person. And this one, you know, being honest with yourself opens up a lot of mirrors. You're like, you know what? I don't want to drink anymore. And then your friends are hitting you up to drink. Or you know what? I don't want to smoke anymore. And your friends are hitting you up to go smoke with them. And then that's when your integrity comes in and be like, you know what? I am ready to elevate from that lifestyle into something else. So sorry guys, I'm good. And then you start to see, was our friendship real, or was it based on escapism? Was that love interest real, or was it based off, you know, this thing you made up and this illusion? It's really a game changer. It's an eye opener. Number 9. Number 9 is a good change. Number 9 is going to be stereotypes. And this is not stereotyping other people. This is the labels people have put on you. Since you were like 5, people started labeling you, like your family. Oh, she is so shy. She's so reserved. So then when you're like 13 or 14, you've heard that for the past 8 years. So then you kind of start taking that on, like, oh, I'm shy. And then you go around, you know, in your own life, your professional life, your college life, thinking that. So I would say, look at the stereotypes that you hear about yourself from others. And if you are playing a role in that, I know guys tend to like have to suppress their emotions or think that they have to suppress their emotions. And then people know them, oh, he's so angry. And then when you talk to them, they're very aggressive. And I think it's because they want to take that on. They want to take on that label because they've been labeled, like they're comfortable with that label, like, oh, I'm angry, or oh, I'm shy. So look at that label and be like, is this serving me? Is this serving me for my highest good, for my highest purpose? Does being shy, does not talking to people, does not confronting people, does being walked over serve me? And the answer is probably no. So then you can look and be like, okay, I'm ready to come into a new personality, a new change, a new identity. And then the ego's ready. The ego's so ready to have a new identity. Trust me, it's not that hard. But, you know, facing it and coming into a conclusion, that will help serve you and get you in alignment with your highest self and your highest purpose. Once again, reclaiming your power. Yes. Number 10, to reclaiming your power, I would say spend time alone. I don't care if you're spending time alone in your room, in nature, in a car. Like, it's just, you know, when people drive home after work and they say, oh, I like to chill in my car for 5 minutes or like 10 minutes or wait till the song is over. The reason that you're actually doing that is because if you're coming home from work, you were surrounded by people all day, and you're going into your home, probably surrounded by people all day, you know, in your home. So what you're doing is taking those minutes to breathe, to ask yourself, how are you? You know, what do you need? Not in that tone of voice, I don't know why I said it like that, but just ask yourself, well, you know, what you need. Talk to yourself very kindly. It doesn't have to be like a baby, but, you know, ask yourself what you need, what is missing, what would make this day better, etc. So taking time to yourself, I know socializing for some people is very important, and that's great, you know, it's part of a healthy life balance. However, when you are constantly mingling your energies with someone else, you start taking on their energy, and then you can actually have emotions of that person. You can start to feel their frustration and their anger, and not really know why. So you have to ask yourself, are these my emotions? So spending time by yourself and cleansing your own aura, this can be done by using sage. You just burn it, cleanse your aura. I like to use this actually. I like to use this. This is a selenite wand, and this is a crystal that does not need to be cleansed. It's really cool, and this has the power to cleanse all your other crystals. This has the power to raise your frequency just by holding it. This has the power to cleanse the aura. And actually, I like to use this for Reiki. You just pass over the body. You just pass over the body, and you'll see like where it, I'm getting so off topic here, where it, like doesn't want to go through smoothly. It's because you have like a friction there, constriction there. And I use this on my dog when he's not feeling well, and it will tell me exactly where. And I'll just do a few passes over that area, and I don't know if it lifts his frequency or anything, but he does feel better because he'll start walking around and not like laying there. So this is great. This is a selenite one. I think it was like $3. If you're interested in cleansing the aura, this is one of my favorites. Also, you know, Palo Santo incense, I think, could cleanse your aura. There's aura cleansing meditations on YouTube, things like this, just to get you back in your own aura, your own element, your own energy, and not be taking on, you know, stressors from others. Standards. Knowing what you want. Knowing what you want can help put you in your power, because you're being so selective. It's kind of like you're creating this life, right? You're creating this life that we do every single day. When we wake up, we make all these options and all these choices that really mold our reality to exactly how we want it, and how we think that we deserve to live. So I don't think that the label being picky is negative, but if you notice people use it in a very negative connotation. Oh, you're so picky. It's like, yeah, you're right. I don't want to eat the food that 80% of America eats. I don't want to participate in going to the movies and sitting through a 3-hour movie and being forced to watch something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. Be very selective in what you listen to. Listen to the lyrics and music. That shit is subconsciously feeding you. So be careful what you're listening to. Be careful what you're listening to. Be careful what you're watching. This is why I don't like to go to the movies, because by the movies I mean the theaters, is you kind of have no control. Like, you're paying like $13 to go in there and sit there for like 2 hours. What are they feeding you? You know what I mean? Like, mentally, what are you taking in? Those traumas and those violent scenes and those sexual scenes that we're watching, like, we're taking all that in and we're carrying that in our mind. Like, I'm not too fond of that, honestly. Anyway, so yeah, be selective with your friendships, with your partners, with what you're intaking mentally, with what you're paying attention to, what you're observing. All this, you have to be careful, okay? Like, this can really mold you into the person that you are. The music that you listen to, the things that you watch, especially on YouTube. I know people like to watch YouTube every day. I'm one of those people. But you can start really talking like someone just by listening to them a lot. Like, I think the human is very easy to manipulate. It could be very easy to manipulate. Not everybody. It might depend on, you know, certain factors, but keeping your standards high will keep a lot of bullshit away. Will keep a lot of fake people away. Will keep a lot of circumstances or events that you shouldn't even be involved in. You know, like, some crazy shit can happen when you lower your standards for trying to fit in. And it could be fitting in with a partner who isn't meant for you. It could be fitting in at work. It could be fitting in with coworkers, with friends. And something that I have learned is that when you upgrade your standards, sometimes the people around you currently aren't ready for those standards. So it gets a little awkward because you're over here trying to fine dine and, you know, they're not financially there. So then you have to have the discipline to ask yourself, okay, they're not there. Am I going to pay for them because I'm inviting them? Or should I go back down to their level and we can eat at like Panera or something? Do they have vegan Panera? think they do. Anyway, or should I just go alone, or should I just not go at all? You know what I mean? Like, factors are gonna change. People are not ready. Circumstances are not ready. I have said I'm ready for, I have said and wrote down in my journal, I'm ready for a new job. I'm ready for a new means of income. And guess what? Like 2 weeks later, I don't have that job anymore that I was currently working at, because circumstances change once you heighten, holy fuck, once you heighten your own circumstance, your own vibration. I'm just saying, man, you're the master of your reality, and this is ways that you can get into your power and tap into that. So the last tip I have for you to reclaim your powers, to get into your power, is to learn topics that you're interested in. For me right now, I'm learning astrology. I think it's so cool. I think it really helps me when I'm having a tough day to be like, what is going on? And then they're like, oh, Saturn this, Mercury this, Pluto this. And I'm like, holy shit, that makes sense. Like, it's just topics that you're interested in. If you're not interested in astrology, that's cool. Like, learn about space, learn about, I don't know, dirt, whatever you're interested in. Like, this will help you become a more well-rounded person, will help you be more conscious, will help you see things through a different lens, gain a new perspective. Talking to people, like, I have Capricorn in my 6th house, and I have Capricorn in Venus, so I am usually getting along with older people more than young people, because young people like to hype shit up, and like, I'm not really with that. Hey, did you watch the new TV show? Did you do? I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. Like, I don't care. But older people, they'll be telling you like lessons and places they traveled, and you'll be like, oh, I've always wanted to go there. Like, if you can't afford to travel, because travel is obviously a way you can learn a whole new culture, a whole new perspective on life. A quick insight, one time I went to Mexico, and these girls were like on a, I don't know, double date, but like times 5. Like 5 people were all in a couple, like on a date. And the girls, after they finished their meal, they were applying makeup, like retouching their makeup at the table. And I just observed that, and I then later told my family, I was like, you know what's so interesting? In America, like, women will have to go to the restroom to do that, because they don't want to be seen not being perfect. Like, they're gonna go to the restroom, put that powder, put that mascara, put the lip gloss, put the whatever. But in Mexico, that was so dope to see them, okay, like, being real. Like, I'm honestly gonna fix myself up again because we just ate. Isn't that, I don't know, just little things like that. And then you're like, huh, like, then you see a different perspective. Like, America's weird. Or wherever you live, like, if you travel outside the country, you'll see things that are normal in your country but not in another place. So you'll gain, you know, some mindfulness that way. So these were the 12 things I had for you today, and I do hope to see you on my channel, and I would love to gain your support and increase my followers a little bit, or subscribers, I'm sorry, not followers. I would love to gain some more subscribers, so if you like this kind of content, I would love to keep putting out more and more and sharing this knowledge. So I hope this message resonated. Stay authentic, and your path will be illuminated, you know? Once you give the universe authenticity, you give the universe trust, you give God trust, you give God whatever you believe in, they will give it right back to you. You know, you're gonna get served what you deal. I love you, and I'll see you here next week. Peace.